Hi, thanks for clicking on Kenny Vision. I'm your host, David, and what this channel is about is just sharing some of my life moments with you. After a lot of years watching YouTube and all the do-it-yourself videos and the great entertainment that's on there, it's about time I turn the camera on myself and start giving back. So if you could, please go ahead and click on subscribe. It's free. And if you want to share any comments or opinions or just some tips that may help make the channel better, we'll try to incorporate them the best we can. So without any further introduction, here's our next video. Today's video is going to be about pinball. And actually it's a special pinball machine to me that dates me back to 1978, where a buddy of mine and I used to go hang out at the bowling alley and used to play this pinball machine called Eye of the Tiger. It's an electrical mechanical pinball machine, really before the printed circuit board ones became popular. It was made by the David Gottlieb Company. This was after they were bought by Columbia Pictures. It was based off of a movie called actually SINBAD, starring John Wayne Jr. and a little known actress called Jane Seymour. It was a cute movie, really neat, but this pinball machine's really kind of special to me. We used to hang around, like I said, at the bowling alley, and we were introduced to a lot of friends. As we were playing the machine, they'd come up and they'd want to play games, and they'd put down their quarter on the table, and we got to meet a lot of new people that way. It was really kind of a fun time. Nothing like back, I guess, in the 50s. I'm sure they did that a lot in the soda shops, but towards the end of the 70s and in the 80s, it still was popular enough to do. But without any further ado, let me go ahead and show you the machine. It's pretty special. There's something about this. There are only 730 of these ever made, which was really kind of a very limited edition. Most machines, you know, you got thousands of machines that were made even prior to that time. This machine evolved into like a two-player game, then a four-player game. Then they adopted the name SINBAD instead of Eye of the Tiger, and they made a more printed circuit board pinball machine out of that theme. So it's kind of special, rare. As far as I found on pinside.com, which I'm a member of, a very good site, I believe there's only 12 machines active, or else there's just 12 people that have these machines that I think playable, or maybe some of them maybe not, that are kind of registered. The rest of them probably gone. So I was lucky to get one and hang on to it for a few years and keep it running, still in great shape. I've added a few things with LED lights and blinkers to it, but the basic reels and everything work fine. So here it is. Okay, here's the machine, and it's powered down state. Pretty simple. It's got just two score reels on it, and it's what they call a wedge head machine. Well, it's pretty decent shape. Yeah, for 1978, and I'll just show you what it looks like powered up. And here you go with it on. There's some of the original artwork to it. And here's the regular play board that I have here. Let me just focus it in. And I've added a few blinking lights and LEDs and colors to it just to jazz it up a little bit. I didn't take away any. I still got the old bulbs that came in with it. What you think? There's also, I used to be into pinball machines, had a few others, and maybe I'll add these to the video where I took a pinball machine and rethemed it from, what was it, a Gold Wings to a Patriots. And here can you see, here's the serial number, right here. It says 3170 by here, 3170. I looked up on there were not 3,000 of these made. They probably use the same cabinets for SINBAD. I've seen one of these in Australia where they had a 4-player reel, score reels. These are the score reels. The old, I wonder if I can take a quick little picture in back here. I've got it off right now, and this is kind of what the back guts look like in the score reels. I don't know how much of a picture I got out of there, but in Australia they had a 4-player Eye of the Tiger, and that's really rare. I've never seen one of those until I was on the internet. And then they changed over to a 2-player SINBAD. And SINBAD has the same sort of artwork as this, only instead of 1 or 2 players, well, they have a 2-player, 1 and 2, and then they had a 4-player one. So, and I've seen an electromechanical 4-player SINBAD and what they call the PC board pinball machine. So this is an electrical mechanical. You can see I've done a little bit of stuff. I've made her face blink a little bit, and you know, have some of the blinkers. Probably some of the lights need changing. Yeah. Now we'll take another tour down on the play field with these. Right, just to free my hands up a little bit, on all most pinball machines, pretty much everything, there's a little lever down here. You can probably see me lift. If you pull that all the way down, it frees up this bar. Let me adjust the camera just a bit so you can see. This is the bar that holds the glass in place. So you can actually take this off, remove it, set it aside, and you can actually remove the glass off of the machine. I'll go ahead and tilt the camera up a bit more. And so when you remove the glass off the machine, just be very careful, but then you get to expose everything. And I'll just go ahead and set this down. And now you're totally exposed to the machine. Once your lever's down, you have the ability to this is what's called an apron. You can just kind of lift up on the apron, and it'll show you the inside of the machine. So if you lift it up, one thing you gotta worry about is, as you're lifting it up, take the pinball out, or else it'll go flying. And you can just kind of lift it up, and there's a little hood stick that will allow you just to hold it open like that. I just readjusted some lighting so you can see inside here. And these are pretty much a lot of what the inside looks like. There's a lot of relays, and with this machine I have the schematics to it, so believe it or not, every one of these wires I can trace down to where it's going and what bumper in the machine. So here's the coin chute adjustments. We got a transformer in back there. Pretty neat, pretty inventive. Yeah, it's a circuit, fuses, a lot of the chimes. So when you hit scores, there's a little knocker unit. I'm going to flip this around, and you can see when it'll hit, or the tilt. So there's the coin box, which is right here. And I got some other parts in there. And then when the door closes, you've got the coin acceptors that are inside. And here's the little relay knocker on the side. And then this is beneath what we call the play field in the table, where a lot of the bells and whistles are, the drop targets, they call them. Just give you a quick little tour of what the underbelly of this looks like. And here's that. Ah, there you go. There it is. Thank you, Inspector 21B. Appreciate it. And let me go ahead and put this hood back down. And let me see if I can, I don't know if you want to take a gander, but I'll try to even film as I do this. See how it comes out. Take the lighting out of here. See what you can see. And then just take the hood down. Precision components and wiring to it, and really things can be off a thousandths of an inch and they won't work properly. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take the ball, put it back in, and while I'm at it, put the glass back on. This machine was more or less, oh yeah, and take the lever and put the bar, safety bar, the glass. And this machine was the precursor to the SINBAD 4-player. And just latch the bar so it goes nowhere. And shut the door. And turn the key. I'll go ahead and turn it back on. And there we go. Okay, yes, here's the Eye of the Tiger pinball machine made in 1978 by Gottlieb. Back in 1978, or probably a little earlier, David Gottlieb Company, he sold the pinball company, or went in partnership with Columbia Pictures, and they actually made a movie of this called Eye of the Tiger, and starred John Wayne Jr. and James Seymour, and it was pretty good for its time. You know, today it would be considered a little cheesy, but I don't know. I got the DVD. I liked it. I enjoyed it. But this pinball machine is very nostalgic to me. Like I was telling back in. Oh, geez, about 40 years ago, how I met a lot of friends around the machine, and was able to, carry that from my youth to, where I am today. So I found this machine actually from, this was the predecessor of a machine called SINBAD, and if you Google that online, you'll see that. Without getting too technical right now, I'll probably discuss that later, but I'll go ahead and just boot it up, turn it on, show you what it looks like. If you're not familiar with pinball machines, this particular one has a switch, a turn-on switch underneath, and if you just push it in, there you go. She comes to life. So with this machine, I took a lot of the burnt out bulbs in it, and I waxed down the surface. I've opened up the table that's underneath this, and there's a lot of wires and coils and you name it, it's in there. I've got the schematics to it, and they're pretty legible. You can kind of read through it and fix it if you have to. And not bad for the 1970s technology. So I'm going to go ahead and just play a game. I've got it on, you can always put the coins in, set it to coins, but I've got it on free play right now. And here you go. So I'll just kind of show you a simple game. I'm sure everybody knows how pinball's played. There you go. So this is kind of how it's operating. I've got it set to 5 balls right now. So it's, I could go more in depth on how each one of these, the flippers work. And the balls are going. It's really a fun machine. I tell you, when you get into it, you're talking to your friends and discussing it like we used to discuss a lot of music, Kenny and I were in a band, and we'd always, you know, say, "Oh, hey, you know, what a cool guitar riff this guy's doing," and let's learn this song from this. Yeah, by the way, I am a musician. Yeah, I play a little guitar and keyboards, and, but we would discuss, you know, hey, what kind of songs we were going to learn and what kind of songs we were going to create. It was really a lot of fun. So this was 5 balls you saw go down the chute, and I'm just going to let it go down and not really play a game. But there you go. There is, that's Eye of the Tiger. And I'll just show you if I set for another game. I just go, okay, I'll go ahead and the ball came up and just kind of play a couple of rounds on it and see how it see if I can get the play field up a little closer. Let's see what it's like here. And let's try that. This I have it set for 5 players right now, so we'll finish up the last ball. See what it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and reset the machine again before I go down. That was pretty decent. Set itself back. And yes, that's the Eye of the Tiger. So I hope you enjoyed today's video on it. Please let me know if you want to know more about it, and be glad to put it up.